My name is Susan. I'm married. I have a daughter and 2 grandchildren. I first started noticing symptoms of depression when I was in high school. It wasn't diagnosed until I was in my mid-30s. And at that time, I was prescribed like one antidepressant. And it worked for a while, and then all of a sudden its effectiveness just dwindled. And since then, over the years, time's gone by, and I'm 57 now, I've been put on all kinds of different medications, varying amounts, different drugs. I've gone through I don't know how many different drugs. I've had all kinds of drugs combined, and now I find myself taking 4 antidepressants, 1 anti-anxiety pill, 1 sleeping pill, and stimulants. And some of them I take in different amounts. Like, I take 4 tablets of the stimulant, and I have no idea what the milligrams are. I take 2 Lamictal a day, I take 2 Wellbutrin a day, 2 clonazepam a day. And like I said, I'm taking 4 antidepressants, a sleeping pill, and a stimulant. And I found over the years nothing's helped. And I think for me it's been a continual thing. I never really got past being depressed. I have had lows and very lows. And there's times that I've been suicidal. And to me that's very, very, very scary, because that's not something that I would ever want to do. It would be a reflection on myself, my daughter, my grandchildren. But I was taking so many drugs and nothing was happening. And it's like, why do I take so many drugs when none of it was helping? And the psychiatrist I was seeing now, we tried all kinds of combinations of stuff, and subtracting this and adding this, and we never came to a combination that would work for me. And she had told me about ECT, and I wasn't real excited about it because I know it's like a shock to the brain, and lots of times you lose your memory, and I've already lost a lot of my memory from just the drugs I've been taking. And I went in her office for an appointment one day, and she had this little brochure in there, and it had NeuroStar on it and TMS, and I read it, and I thought, oh my God, you know, I would do anything to get out of this deep, dark depression. It was like, I don't want to be over melodramatic, but it was just like, my heart was dark. I never laughed. I lost how to love anybody. My motivation was pretty much gone. It was like I was existing, and that was it. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I didn't know where to turn, and I thought, I've got to try this. There's got to be something. And, you know, I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe this is what's going to cure me and my depression. And like I said, I've been suffering since I was in high school. I'm 57 years old. And I lived with it until I was probably about 35 years old, and nothing was done. And I can't begin to tell you what a difference TMS has made in my life. I mean, when I first started, it was like, you know, these little taps like a little woodpecker on my head. And it got to the point where, you know, I could just sit back and relax, and I could even fall asleep. And it wasn't like, you know, all of a sudden I noticed. But, you know, my daughter said, you know, I could see a change in you already, and my husband noticed before I did, and I'm almost done with my therapy. I have the rest of this week. I'm on down to 3 times a week. Next week it'll be 2. And next week I also see my psychiatrist, and I'm hoping to start cutting down on the drugs. I mean, taking a handful of drugs a day was pretty depressing in itself. And I know when I talked to Dr. Uspensky on the last evaluation, I had gone for 38. The second evaluation was 11. This last evaluation was down to 2. And he said, your whole demeanor has changed. And I'm just so much happier. I mean, there's times that I think, wow, I should feel depressed about this, but I didn't. I couldn't even pull it up if I wanted to. And that was just, it was so wonderful. And my daughter called me last night, and she said, I just called to tell you that I love you. And I'm so glad to have my mom back. So that just tells you how much I've suffered and how much TMS has done for me. It's like been a true miracle for me. It's like been a life-saving experience. And anybody that's suffered as much as I have, please, if you have a chance, give it a try. It's so much different than I have been. It's like been a complete turnaround, and if you even consider it, just do it, please. This is why I'm doing the testimonial, because I want anybody that suffered as much as I have to have the opportunity to, as I put it, not be crazy anymore. And that's just how I feel. And I thank NeuroStar, Dr. Uspensky, and Lisa. I thank them all for helping me. I just, I feel so much love for all of them. So please, if you consider it, don't consider it, just do it. And I thank you for your time and for listening to me.